mynews.studio.
The Vatican skyline, with all its ancient domes and spires, now has a new kind of glow. Have you heard? Solar panels are lighting up the city. But can solar really meet the needs of a place like the Vatican?
Today is July 16th, 2025. Let's break it down. On May 29th, Vatican City became the first country to cover all its electricity needs with solar power. Not just a few buildings, but the entire city-state. Why does this matter?
It's actually a significant step globally. The Vatican managed this with a large agrivoltaic site at Santa Maria di Galleria, just outside Rome. That's a 424-hectare area. They used to run Vatican radio there. That's now filled with solar panels and farmland. So they're producing both food and energy on the same land.
I'm curious about that. Managing solar panels and agriculture side by side isn't straightforward. Did they have to make any special design choices to make both work together?
They did. It's called agrivoltaic technology. The solar panels are set high enough so crops can grow or animals can graze underneath. Plus, for buildings within Vatican City itself, like the Paul VI Audience Hall and the Vatican Museums, they placed panels on existing rooftops. That way, the skyline stays unchanged. So you have this careful blending of tradition and innovation.
That's not easy, especially with the Vatican being a UNESCO World Heritage Site. How did they make sure the historic buildings weren't affected by the solar installations?
The panels they used are modular and reversible, so there's no permanent change to the architecture. Everything had to be reviewed by heritage authorities, making sure the original look stayed the same. It's a method other cities with historic sites could learn from.
Who actually handled the technical side of all this?
Italian utility ACEA took charge of designing and building the system. They're also involved in ongoing maintenance and monitoring. The Vatican included this project in their Ecological Conversion 2030 initiative, which also covers things like energy efficiency, transportation, and reforestation.
And Pope Francis, he's been outspoken on climate issues. How much did his approach shape this project?
His leadership made a real difference. Through encyclicals like Laudato Si and his letter Fratello Sole, he called for climate action rooted in both science and faith. So this wasn't just a technical upgrade, it was a symbolic and ethical decision as well.
Has this shift by the Vatican made an impact beyond its own borders?
It has. Catholic dioceses, faith groups, and schools in different countries have responded, setting their own climate targets and launching renewable energy projects. Much of that momentum comes via the Laudato Si action platform.
So, the Vatican's solar move matters both locally and globally. But what about keeping it all running? What ensures the system stays reliable?
Maintenance is handled through protocols with ACEA and technical experts. The system is constantly monitored, updated, and tied into wider Vatican policies on efficiency and sustainability. It's meant to be robust and easy to replicate elsewhere.
Do you think the agrivoltaic model could work in other places, maybe in cities or areas where space is limited?
Definitely. The Vatican's example shows you can combine energy independence, food production, and heritage protection. Urban or densely populated regions could adapt this approach, especially where land is at a premium.
So in short, the Vatican didn't just install solar panels, they set a new standard for what's possible, even for countries deeply rooted in tradition. What's stopping others from following this path?
That's what it comes down to. If the smallest country in the world can go fully solar, what's holding the rest of us back?
From preserving history to leading on climate, the Vatican's solar shift is more than a technical story. It's an invitation for action, everywhere.
Thanks for tuning in. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. You can try it now for free.